Crystal River, Florida is located in the middle of Citrus County, the Manatee Capital of the world. And every year, over 500,000 tourists visit Crystal River, many in hopes of spotting or even swimming with the remarkable creatures. But Crystal River offers so much more than just manatees. Join us on day 4 of our tour of Florida's Nature Coast, where we'll show you where, when, and how you can find manatees in the famous Three Sisters Spring. We'll also show you around the rest of Crystal River, including the best areas to shop, hike, eat, drink, and soak up some sun. And make sure to stay tuned to the end when we'll show you where to wind down from a day of adventure at a waterfront tiki bar. From our experience, the best way to access Three Sisters Springs is via kayak or paddleboard. Our favorite place to begin the paddle is at Hunter Springs, where paddlers can easily launch their own kayak or paddleboard or rent one just a few blocks away. We've found the paddle to take around 20 to 30 minutes at a leisurely pace, but could easily take longer if the waters are rough or if you're battling a headwind. While motorized boats are prohibited from accessing the springs at all times, you can enter the springs via kayak or paddleboard between April 1st and November 14th. If you visit from November 15th through March 31st, you're only permitted to access the springs by swimming in, as no crafts of any type are allowed. And if you aren't into paddling or kayaking, you still have a couple of options for visiting Three Sisters. The first is to book a tour through one of the several local companies that offer manatee encounter tours.
Oh, it's coming up!
These tours typically range from 2 to 3 hours in length, cost between $60 and $90 per adult, and generally include a wetsuit and snorkel rental.
Back down!
You can also book a shorter, less expensive river cruise tour on which you may see a manatee, but you will not be able to enter the springs or get into the water. The second option is to access the springs via the boardwalk, the 1.3-mile loop trail, which can be accessed at the Three Sisters Springs Center between 8:30 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. daily. The boardwalk closes at 4:30 p.m. and requires a ticket, which ranges in price from $12.50 to $20 depending on the time of season. Discounts are provided for National Park pass holders as well as Citrus County residents. While the boardwalk will allow you to look down onto the springs from above, entrance to the boardwalk does not provide access to swim in the springs, just as paddling in the springs will not allow access to the boardwalk.
Hey guys, today is our last day staying in the Crystal River area, so we're gonna check out downtown.
Our first stop will be coffee at Cattle Dog Coffee Roasters, and we'll see where the rest of the day takes us from there.
If you're like us, you may find the best place to begin a day of adventure to be at the local coffee shop, and you'll be in luck as Crystal River has one of the best in Cattle Dog Coffee Roasters. We visited this coffee shop a couple of times during this leg of our Nature Coast trip, and we always found it to be delightfully cozy, with delicious lattes and great service to match. Cattle Dog also offers a variety of breakfast items, salads, flatbreads, and sandwiches, but on our visits we had only come for the great coffee. Cattle Dog is located in Heritage Village, which we found to be a quaint neighborhood with some great murals, the smallest library we've ever seen, as well as a nice assortment of charming little shops.
Today we walked down Citrus Avenue and we're right in this park area here. And if we keep going, eventually it will get to Hunter Springs, where we were at a couple days ago to go paddling to Three Sisters Springs.
After a day of paddling in the Florida sun, you may need to refresh yourself with a cold beer, and that can be found in Heritage Village as well. During our visit, we found St. John's Tavern to have an upscale, historical feel, along with the first working payphone that either of us had seen in years. Here we had fun discussing our adventures with some fellow tourists, while enjoying a couple of the tavern's 20-plus beers on tap. Our next recommendation for your day in Crystal River is just a short drive away to the Biscuit Barn. Not only is the Biscuit Barn the #1 rated restaurant in all of Crystal River, but it also serves up some seriously huge biscuits at some incredibly reasonable prices. On our visit, we ordered a biscuit sandwich and biscuits and gravy, and for around $10 total, we each had more than we could eat in one sitting.
Pretty amazing what $4.50 will get you in Crystal River. How are you gonna eat this monster, Jamie?
That's a good question.
We just left the Biscuit Barn, which is the #1 rated restaurant according to TripAdvisor in all of Crystal River, and it did not disappoint. The only issue is that we plan on going to the #2 rated restaurant for dinner later, but the portions here were so huge we have no idea how we're gonna build up an appetite for dinner.
If you're like us and absolutely stuff yourself for lunch, you may be looking for a way to go burn off some calories, or maybe just relax in the sun. And at our next stop at Fort Island Gulf Beach and Pier, you can do both.
So after lunch, Skylar did a little Google research and found Fort Island Pier and Beach. We're close by. So we're here right now checking it out, and so far we're pretty impressed.
We started our visit off by checking out the pier, which we were fortunate to have all to ourselves on our visit. We enjoyed the relaxing views of the Gulf waters, which were surprisingly calm on what was a very windy day. After visiting the pier, you can also get some exercise in by walking along the boardwalk, a short but beautiful winding trail which connects the pier to the Fort Island beach. While the beach is relatively small, we found the water to be calm with a sandy bottom and great for swimming. We were also happy to find several amenities at this beach, including restrooms and rinse-off areas. Those of you nature enthusiasts out there will also not want to miss the Gary Madoff Walk to Nature, which can be accessed just a few miles to the east of Fort Island Beach.
So this boardwalk is dedicated to a 30-year resident of Citrus County. And he had a vision for the county to be a place where man and nature can coexist harmoniously. That's pretty cool.
At this stop, we found another short but beautiful boardwalk trail, with this one ending in an open marshy area, which we learned to be known as the Salt Marsh.
So we learned a little bit on this short nature walk about the land. This grassy area here is known as the Salt Marsh, and it gets its name because the Gulf water floods the area with the tides on a daily basis. Now the areas that you see the palm trees growing over there, you'll actually find solid land.
If the short boardwalk hikes don't provide you with enough walking for the day, we'd recommend heading back to Crystal River to check out the Crosstown Trail.
After spending time out on Fort Island, we decided to come back into Crystal River to walk along the Crosstown Trail.
We were hoping to get back out on our paddle boards today, but it was really windy out on that island and the waters were pretty rough, so we decided to just find a nice trail to hike instead.
The paved multi-use trail runs over a mile through Crystal River along a converted railway line. On our visit, we found the trail to offer an abundance of shade and to be a great spot for walkers, joggers, and cyclists alike, despite being nearly empty on this day. After all that walking, you're likely to have worked up an appetite, and our next stop is the perfect place to satisfy your hunger. We arrived at the Seafood Cellar and Cafe with high expectations, as it was rated the #2 restaurant in all of Crystal River by TripAdvisor. We were happy to find a couple of our favorite Cajun staples on the menu: the seafood gumbo and crawfish etouffee. We ordered both along with a side of crawfish and alligator mac and cheese, and anxiously awaited its arrival. The food was well worth the wait, as each of the 3 dishes were exceptional, and it was easily the best Cajun meal we've had outside of New Orleans. After an exhausting day of food, drinks, and adventure, you deserve to end your day with a little relaxation. And for that, you'll want to head back to the water, where you'll find the Tiki Bar at the Waterfront Social. We have to admit, we kind of stumbled upon this place while exploring the neighborhood, but boy were we glad that we did.
So this map outside the marina highlights some of the areas we've been exploring the last couple of days. So one day we started here at Hunter Springs and we paddled all the way through here to visit Three Sister Springs. And today we are here at the marina. As you can see, Kings Bay is really big. We haven't even explored this side of the bay. So I knew manatees were pretty big, but this says they can get up to 9 to 10 foot long, and on average they weigh between 800 and 1,200 pounds.
So while driving around Kings Bay, we saw a sign for a marina with a tiki bar, and we could not pass up one more chance to have a drink on the water before leaving Crystal River.
The Tiki Bar ended up being the perfect spot to relax and unwind with a local beer, while planning our adventures for the second half of our Florida Nature Coast tour. If you're interested in seeing more of our tour of the Nature Coast, the Gulf beaches, or other Florida content, be sure to hit that red subscribe button and hit the bell to turn the notifications on. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching!